romance and revenge. Brian Curtis Heil was jailed for plotting to kill a swimwear model after he was catfished by a man pretending to be her. After 2 years of communicating, Heil discovered that the person behind the photos was actually a gay man in South Africa. Enraged, Heil became obsessed with finding out the real identity behind the woman in the photos, and decided to murder the unsuspecting woman and her boyfriend. Eventually, Heil's family managed to warn the police, who arrested him when he was only a few kilometers from the woman's house.
I kind of giggle and let it go and just have them reported and removed, but this one in particular pissed me off. It had pictures of my mom, it had pictures of my friends, it had pictures of my Christmas tree. This was a little too personal. It made me mad. I actually wrote him. I was like, what was the purpose of all this? And then he blocked me, and it was like, hell no. So I reported him. I had at least 50 or 60 people go over and report him too. Hours later, his profile is still there. Facebook dropping the ball on that one. Then I get a message from someone who was actually one of my first 100 subscribers back in like 2006 when I first started. And she had friend requested him, and he actually wrote her. So let's get into the conversation. It took him about 5 minutes to message her, and it was just a hey there, hello. In the second one, I kind of enjoy this. She's like, they're like, do we know each other? And she says, I don't know, you look familiar. And I've actually met her on a few occasions. She starts chit-chatting about where they're from, and he says he is currently in, well, his profile says he's from Metz, if that's how you pronounce it, France. But he's currently in Benin, or Benin. Now, Benin, or however you say it, is a small country in West Africa. Maybe he's related to all those Nigerian royalty that tries to give me money all the time. It sounds like he's reading from a list. Yes, I'm from here, and then you tell me how old you are, and then you talk about life. Because we all know that when you're seducing somebody, especially a woman, you want to ask what her age is. Good move. By the way, she's not 30 and she is not a zookeeper. You get into this fourth one and it is like zero foreplay. He immediately starts asking for money. I'm in trouble, I need $1,300, and then whatever else he meant by that sentence. He doesn't speak English very well.
She was just a good girl.
Tina Meyer of suburban St. Louis is the mother of Megan Meyer, who had lived a challenging childhood.
She got bullied in school, and she had big self-esteem issues. She had struggled with depression since she was in the 3rd grade.
Megan's mother and father allowed her to set up a MySpace account under their supervision, and said their 13-year-old swooned when she got her first affectionate note ever from a boy named Josh Evans.
He thought she was really pretty, posted on her comments on her pictures, you know, this is beautiful, your eyes are beautiful.
For about a month, Josh sent her instant messages saying things like, lucky me and lucky you, 'cause you're my number one. But Megan's mother and father started getting suspicious, because although the notes were not explicit, their parental instinct told them something wasn't right.
I did contact the police department, and I called and asked to be transferred to the cyber crimes division to see how can I check to see if this MySpace account is real. Nothing you can do.
And then one day,
it was a whirlwind. It was Josh saying horrible things to Megan, Megan saying things back to him.
Nasty messages from a boy who just a day before meant everything to this lonely girl. One in particular cut deep.
The world would be a better off place without you and have a shitty rest of your life.
Megan was distraught beyond words.
This is the part I'll never forgive myself for, because she was looking for me to help calm her down like I normally always did and be there for her. And I was upset with her because I didn't like the language that she was using, and I was upset that she didn't listen to me and sign off when I told her to. And so I was aggravated with her about that and told her that she knew better. And she just said to me, you're supposed to be my mom, you're supposed to be on my side. And she took off running upstairs.
It was too quiet for too long in that upstairs bedroom.
Tina left, walked upstairs. I didn't really pay much attention to it. And then I just heard a blood-curdling scream.
I just saw her hanging from her closet.
When she just screamed, I was right there.
I tried picking her up.
I held her, and I yanked the whole closet thing out of the wall, and Tina ran and got a knife so I could cut the belt from around her neck and then started performing CPR.
She had tears the entire time running down the side of her face until she passed away.
Just like, please, please, Megan, breathe.
Megan was pronounced dead.
Daddy's Girl. A 41-year-old man pleaded guilty to catfishing his own daughter in order to sexually abuse her. The unnamed man set up fake social media accounts and posed as a 16-year-old boy in order to win the trust of his 14-year-old daughter. The two began an online relationship, and the father, posing as a fake boyfriend, convinced his daughter to text him nude photos of herself. The father then used the pornographic images he'd obtained to blackmail his daughter into silence as he spent a year sexually abusing her. Romance fraud. A recently divorced woman handed over $2.3 million to her fake online lover after she became victim to romance fraud. The divorcee met a man on a dating website who she believed was named Christian Anderson, and quickly started an online relationship. They met in person a few weeks later, where he told her that he was an engineer working in the oil industry. As their online relationship progressed, Anderson convinced the woman to hand over increasingly large sums of money. When the victim finally realized that Anderson didn't exist, she went to the police, who discovered that her relationship was an elaborate scam involving two fraudsters.
The reason this bothers me as much as it does is because he's using my face to manipulate money out of other people. And I had this happen before. It was a single mom from Israel, and she got scammed out of $1,200 by a guy using my face. So I'm wondering if it's the same guy and he just keeps using my face. So please, if you are, I don't care if you're super lonely, do not give money to someone that you have never met. It's never going to end well. You don't see money back that you lend from people you know in real life. Why would you get it back from a stranger or the relationship that they promised you?
While authorities investigated, Lori Drew denied involvement, pointing the finger at this woman, 19-year-old Ashley Grills, as the mastermind of the fake account. But Grills, a longtime family friend of the Drews, insists that Lori was deeply involved in the deception.
Who said, let's go online?
That was me and her daughter, and then she said, that sounds like a good idea.
Lori Drew said that?
Yes.
So she was in from the beginning?
Yes.
No doubt in your mind?
No doubt.
And then you created the character?
Yes.
Ashley says she found a photo of a good-looking teenager and named him Josh Evans. Josh then contacted Megan. It was a prank, she says, to find out if Megan was gossiping about the Drews' daughter.
What did you know about that friendship and whether there was any trouble between them?
There was always trouble. They'd be friends one week and in an argument the next.
The fake friendship went on for weeks, with Josh flirting with Megan.
And did everybody take turns writing at some point?
Basically, yes.
Lori, ever?
A couple of times.
So Lori actually sent messages as well?
When we didn't know what to say.
You're sure?
I'm positive.
Now, Lori Drew has said through her lawyer that she did not create or direct anyone to create the Josh Evans MySpace account, that it was really all your idea. True?
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Why would she say that?
To cover her own self, I guess.
So you go on and you're typing and you're going back and forth and it's fairly innocent. Then it starts to get nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty messages.
Yes.
Then there's finally a really nasty message. Do you remember it?
Yes.
What did it say?
A world would be a better place without you.
Who wrote that?
I did. I was trying to get her angry so she would leave him alone. and I could get rid of the whole MySpace.